في قصصهم عبرة لأولي الألباب ما كان حديثا يفترى ولكن تصديق الذي بين يديه وتفصيل كل شيء وهدى ورحمة لقوم يؤمنون.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا مولانا محمد عليه صلى الله عليه وسلم عليه وعلى آله أفضل الصلاة وتم التسليم. We have thus far discussed the development of the story of Musa in the Quran, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has shown Banu Israel and has shown Fir'aun and his followers many signs. And so now there comes a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to ask Banu Israel to do something. They're going to be required to actually put some work, and let's see together how they're going to react to that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإذ قال موسى لقومه يا قوم اذكروا نعمة الله عليكم إذ جعل فيكم أنبياء وجعلكم ملوكا وآتاكم ما لم يؤت أحدا من العالمين يا قوم ادخلوا الأرض المقدسة التي كتب الله لكم ولا ترتدوا على أدباركم فتنقلبوا خاسرين قالوا يا موسى إن فيها قوما جبارين وإنا لن ندخلها حتى يخرجوا منها فإن يخرجوا منها فإنا داخلون قال رجلان من الذين يخافون أنعم الله عليهم ادخلوا عليهم الباب فإذا دخلتموه فإنكم غالبون وعلى الله فتوكلوا إن كنتم مؤمنين قالوا يا موسى إنا لن ندخلها أبدا ما داموا فيها فاذهب أنت وربك فقاتلا إنا هاهنا قاعدون قال رب إني لا أملك إلا نفسي وأخي فافرق بيننا وبين القوم الفاسقين قال فإنها محرمة عليهم 40 سنة يتيهون في الأرض فلا تأس على القوم الفاسقين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Thus far, just to subhanAllah look beautifully at the story of Musa in sum and in summary, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given them so many signs. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has allowed them to see the destruction of Fir'aun, to bring an end to their oppression. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has allowed them to see the 9 signs that Fir'aun has seen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given them even subhanAllah greater signs. If you look at the beginning of Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says when He gave them al-manna was-salwa, when He gave them all the things that they wanted, subhanAllah, Banu Israel came to Musa alayhi salam and they told Musa, the food that we have is not enough. We're so tired of eating من and سلوى فادع لنا ربك يخرج لنا مما تنبت الأرض من بقلها وقثائها وفومها وعدسها وبصلها قال أتستبدلون الذي هو أدنى بالذي هو خير اهبطوا مصر فإن لكم ما سألتم. So what do they do? They start saying to Musa, Musa, the food that Allah has given us is not enough. The men and the salwa, imagine Allah gave them freedom and gave them all this stuff, and they're saying, no, the food is not enough. We want more. We want some of the stuff that we used to have in Egypt. So please tell your Lord to give us some, lentils and some garlic and some onions and all this stuff that we miss in Egypt. So can you imagine? Allah gave them freedom. Allah gave them signs. Allah gave them so many things. And then what are they asking for? We're asking, they're asking for the old food that they had when they were in oppression and constricted by the injustice of Fir'aun. So they're beginning to miss, subhanAllah, the way things were back then, rather than embracing the freedom that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given them. So sign after sign, bounty after bounty, they're not grateful. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala trials them and tests them with something that they're going to have to do. It's Iman or faith is not just about seeing sign after sign and saying, oh, I have in my heart full Iman, I believe, wonderful. No, that's wonderful, great, mashallah, but there needs to be action. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends Musa to tell them, Musa, remember, اذكروا نعمة الله عليكم. Remember the favor of Allah upon you when He made from you prophets and He made from you kings, and He gave you that which He has not given anybody else. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you so much, so be grateful for that. Ya qawm, now it's time for action. ادخلوا الأرض المقدسة التي كتب الله لكم. Enter the land, excuse me, enter the land of the holy land that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has written for you. And do not go back to the way things were, because what will happen is you will trip over your heels. You will flip over, and you will be فَتَنْقَلِبُ خَاسِرِينَ. You will be from the losers. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends them a clear command: enter the holy land. There's a land waiting for you. What do they say? Ya Musa, inna fiha qawman jabbarin. Oh Musa, there are a group of people that are oppressing in the land. We cannot enter. وَإِنَّا لَن نَدْخُلَهَا حَتَّى يَخْرُجُوا مِنْهَا. We can't enter until they go out. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to them, well, you have to be ready to fight for your right. You have to be ready now that you have Iman, you have strength, you have faith. You have to be ready to go and take away the oppression. What do we learn from here? Subhanallah, what do we learn in this situation? The people of Musa were oppressed. Banu Israel were oppressed. They know what it's like. Allah gives them a land that is going to be a beautiful land. But in order to enter, they're going to have to help those people who are oppressed in that land get rid of the oppression. Subhanallah, can you imagine? So Musa has come to save Banu Israel. Now it's time for Banu Israel to help others as well and to get rid of oppression, to get rid of injustice. But what are they going to say? What are they going to say? No, we don't want to enter as long as they're there. Why don't you, يا موسى إنا لن ندخلها أبدا ما داموا فيها فاذهب أنت وربك فقاتل إنها هنا قاعدون. Why don't you and your Lord go fight, take care of them, get them out, and then we will sit here and wait for you. Can you imagine? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showed them all these signs, all these wonderful signs, all these miraculous signs. Allah saved them, but they're now in a point where they're saying, well, Musa, you can take care of it. You took care of Fir'aun on your own. Now the command of Allah is telling us, do this, fight, support those who are being served unjustly or being oppressed unjustly. Go ahead and take care of them. But what do they say? Banu Israel, what do they say? No. You go ahead, oh Musa, we'll stay here and wait for you. And so here we learn something, subhanAllah, very important. My brother, my sister, the signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will come, and they have come, and they will continue to come. But how many of us are actually going to be ready to see them? And how many of us are actually going to learn from seeing them? And how many of us just pause and look around us in the world and look around us in the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with the intention of seeing how much Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us in terms of signs, in terms of reason to believe. And here Musa's people, after seeing all of these things, they're still refusing to obey the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And imagine, thing after one incident after the other, Allah would show them, Allah would give them bounty after bounty, give them what they're asking for, but unfortunately they would go back to the old ways and forget how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has rewarded them and has helped them and has granted them many subhanallah reasons to be thankful, to be grateful. So what does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say? When Musa turns to his Lord, Ya Rabbi inni la amliku illa nafsi wa akhi. Oh Allah, I don't have control over anybody except myself and my brother. So we are ready, Ya Allah, to fight. We are ready to do what you command us to do. We are ready to stand up for those who are victims of injustice or injustice, and we're ready to fight for their rights. So Ya Rab, I and my brother am ready, but my people are not ready to listen to me. I'm trying my best. My people are not listening to me. فَفْرُقْ بَيْنَنَا وَبَيْنَ الْقَوْمِ الْفَاسِقِينَ. So Allah make a clear distinction between the righteous and those who are going to be transgressors. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends His command, فَإِنَّهَا مُحَرَّمَةٌ عَلَيْهِ 40 سَنَةً يَتِيهُونَ فِي الْأَرْضِ. They're going to be forbidden from entering this land, and they're going to be homeless, and they're going to be wandering around in literally the desert, يَتِيهُونَ فِي الْأَرْضِ, for 40 years. Because the command of Allah came and it was very clear, and they refused to obey. Allah prevented them, and He made it forbidden for them to enter the land until 40 years later. Why the 40 years? Because that's when a generation of the people who disobeyed would eventually pass off, and a new generation of believers would be born. And from the very beginning, this generation would not be the same as the old generation. They would not have the same characteristics. They would not have the same fears and the same, they did not grow up in Egypt oppressed. So they don't have this lack of self-respect and lack of self-worth. They don't have the commitment and the courage to stand up. So these people are not going to be like them. These people are going to be a new generation that was raised by the students and the most religious of the companions of Musa, and they would actually be ready to do this, at least the majority of them. Now, my brother, my sister, here's something that is very important. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran, وَإِن تَتَوَلَّوْا يَسْتَبْدِلْ قَوْمًا غَيْرَكُمْ ثُمَّ لَا يَكُونُوا أَمْثَالَكُمْ. When you have an opportunity to do good, to actually help, to serve, to do something for the sake of Allah, and you choose to turn away, Allah will bring about a group of people that will be better than you. They will not be the same as you, and they will actually be, subhanallah, better in terms of implementing. لا يكونوا أمثالكم. Allah will bring about, Allah does not need us. We are in need of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when Allah gives us an opportunity to prove our self-worth, to really commit and to dedicate, and we say, no, thank you, I'm not ready for that, then there is no iman there. And Allah says, if there's no faith, you will be just like other nations, you will perish, and Allah will bring others who will be stronger, more committed to the message, and who will serve this deen in ways that you cannot even imagine. Now, my brother, my sister, subhanallah, fast forward 40 years, and a new generation is now born. And this generation, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to basically give them now an opportunity to do what their older parents and their older grandparents could not do. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Baqarah in 246 onwards, and we're going to come back inshallah after the break, and we're going to recite them together. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands the people, أَلَمْ تَرَ إِلَى الْمَلَإِ مِنْ بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ مِنْ بَعْدِ مُوسَى إِذْ قَالُوا لِلنَّبِيِّ لَهُمْ إِبْعَثْ لَنَا مَلِكًا نُقَاتِلْ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. The people of Musa now turn to their prophet, a new prophet that Allah sent after Musa, and they say to this new prophet, send us a king. We need a king that will basically lead us into battle. We need a king that will lead us and help us get into this land and overcome the unjust people. So here inshallah we'll take a break and resume after the break to realize and to understand what did Banu Israel do, and how did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala teach them again a lesson that is going to be very important for us as well. Barakallahu feekum. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
لقد كان في قصصهم عبرة لأولي الألباب.
والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا مولانا محمد عليه وعلى آله أفضل الصلاة وأتم التسليم. We spoke about how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forbade and made the Holy Land forbidden, or the blessed land forbidden from Banu Israel. They were not allowed to enter because of the refusal to implement the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and enter when they had the chance. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said you have to work for it, you have to, like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted you victory over the oppressors, go ahead and help other people as well, and take away the oppressive regimes and spread justice throughout the land. They refused. They did not show commitment or willingness to accept the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allowed them to basically be a generation that would eventually die off, and eventually a generation 40 years later would be the generation that is ready to at least implement on some level the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we recite now, going to Surah Al-Baqarah 246 inshallah, recite together and taking up the ayat together. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ألم تر إلى الملأ من بني إسرائيل من بعد موسى إذ قالوا لنبي له ابعث لنا ملكا نقاتل في سبيل الله قال هل عسيتم إن كتب عليكم القتال ألا تقاتلوا قالوا وما لنا ألا نقاتل في سبيل الله وقد أخرجنا من ديارنا وأبنائنا فلما كتب عليهم القتال تولوا إلا قليلا منهم والله عليم بالظالمين. وقال لهم نبيهم إن الله قد بعث لكم طالوت ملكا قالوا أنى يكون له الملك علينا ونحن أحق بالملك منه ولم يؤت سعة من المال قال إن الله اصطفاه عليكم وزاده بسطة في العلم والجسم والله يؤتي ملكه من يشاء والله واسع عليم. وقال لهم نبيهم إن آية ملكه أن يأتيكم التابوت فيه سكينة من ربكم وبقية مما ترك آل موسى وآل هارون تحمله الملائكة إن في ذلك لآية لكم إن كنتم مؤمنين. فلما فصل طالوت بالجنود قال إن الله مبتليكم بنهر فمن شرب منه فليس مني ومن لم يطعمه فإنه مني إلا من اغترف غرفة بيده فشربوا منه إلا قليلا منهم فلما جاوزه هو والذين آمنوا معه قالوا لا طاقة لنا اليوم بجالوت وجنوده قال الذين يظنون أنهم ملاقو الله كم من فئة قليلة غلبت فئة كثيرة بإذن الله والله مع الصابرين. ولما برزوا لجالوت وجنوده قالوا ربنا أفرغ علينا صبرا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين فهزموهم بإذن الله. وقتل داود جالوت وآتاه الله الملك والحكمة وعلمه مما يشاء ولولا دفع الله الناس بعضهم ببعض لفسدت الأرض ولكن الله ذو فضل على العالمين. My brother, my sister, these ayat, very beautiful, subhanallah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala now gives the new generation an opportunity to go ahead and enter the land. And now they are ready. They are saying to their prophet at the time, why don't you send us a king? Imagine they're saying, you are a prophet, and a prophet is supposed to be kind and nice and gentle, and we don't really want to go into battle under your leadership. So why don't you send us a king, someone more powerful, someone who's going to have that military training and that military experience to take us into this land? We just need a leader. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells them, okay, are you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells their prophet to say, هَلْ عَسَيْتُمْ إِن كُتِبَ عَلَيْكُمُ الْقِتَالُ أَلَّا تُقَاتِلُوا? Would you really, if fighting became permissible, or if fighting was now prescribed upon you to fight these people who are committing injustice, and if you were told, go ahead and take that on and help those people who are oppressed, are you going to take it seriously and are you going to do it? They said, yeah, of course. How would we not do? How would we not? Of course we would. وَمَا لَنَا أَلَّا نُقَاتِلَ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ وَقَدْ أُخْرِجْنَا مِنْ دِيَارِنَا وَأَبْنَائِنَا. How can we not? When we ourselves were people who were oppressed and kicked out of our homes, and our children were killed. And they're basically saying, yes, we out of all people know what it's like to be oppressed. So if the command from Allah were to come, yes, we would go. But then that's just verbal saying, that's just a mouth saying. What happens? فَلَمَّا كُتِبَ عَلَيْهِمُ الْقِتَالُ تَوَلَّوْا. When it was finally made, again, prescribed upon them to actually go into battle and to fight and to help, that's when they said, تَوَلَّوْا إِلَّا قَلِيلًا مِّنْهُمْ. Many of them basically backed off. They're like, yeah, you know, it's not, I got problems, I have this, I can't go, I have a bruise, I have this. So they started coming up with excuses, except very few. So here we see how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is filtering his servants. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is filtering his slaves. There are people with, again, readiness, and then there are people with serious readiness, and then there are people who would obey the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala all time, of course, as long as it comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they are ready to implement it. So what happens? Wallahu alimun bil-zalimin. What happens now? They tell their prophets, وَقَالَ لَهُمْ نَبِيُّهُمْ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends them a leader. And now this leader is going to be called Talut. He's going to be called Talut, excuse me. So Allah sends them Talut as the king. What do they say? They say, أَنَّ يَكُونُ لَهُ الْمُلْكُ عَلَيْنَا. Now they start to give again excuses. Why him? Why Talut? Why are you going to give him the kingship and the power when he doesn't have wealth, and he's, we're more, a lot of us are more qualified than he is. So look at how they're still failing to understand the prescription of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the response by the Prophet is, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has favored him over you. Inna Allah astafahu alaykum. This is the choice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the decision of Allah. Are you going to submit yourselves to that? Are you going to understand that? Are you going to understand that you are the servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and He is the master? Are you going to understand that? And of course, this man that you're looking at with an eye of ihtiqar, with an eye of disrespect, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given him an extreme power in his strength, very powerful. And at the same time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given him knowledge. وَزَادَهُ بَسْطَةً فِي الْعِلْمِ وَالْجِسْمِ. Allah has given him immense knowledge and has given him immense strength. So meaning here that he does have the criteria that is required. They may not be able to see it. Allah Ta'ala knows His servants best, more than anybody else. And so what do they do now? They're saying, okay, we need some signs. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells them, okay, you will see from His signs that He will bring you, He will bring basically this box, and in this box you will have leftovers from what Al Musa and Al Harun have left. So basically some of the signs and the scriptures that basically the people or the family of Musa or Musa himself left behind. For example, the staff, the scrolls. So for example, some of the things that were involved in Musa alayhi salam performances. So he's coming this now king. He's going to come and show them all these things to remind them of the signs that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has once before shown them. So what happens? Finally, when they go into the battlefield, remember, everybody's being filtered. Not everybody's, so many people have been left behind. Now the ones who are going, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to test them as well. Look at how the test after test, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts them through many series to show which ones are actually sincere and which ones are just talking and just pretending or just thinking that they're actually when they're in reality not. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to show them, subhanallah, which one of them is really committed. We'll come inshallah to the next halaqah and talk about how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala filters them out through this test, the final test before the final battle. Barakallahu feekum wa jazakumullah khayra. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
لقد كان في قصصهم عبرة لأولي الألباب ما كان حديثا يفترى ولكن تصديق الذي بين يديه وتفصيل كل شيء وهدى ورحمة لقوم يؤمنون.